In the hustle and bustle of modern life, we often find ourselves grappling with the demands of time. The mornings slip away as we hit the snooze button, telling ourselves we'll catch up later. But what if the key to unlocking our full potential lies in the simple, powerful act of waking up early? What if a change as small as starting your day with intention can transform the course of your life? In this video, we'll explore the story of an individual who learned this lesson the hard way. This is not just any story, it's a tale of personal growth, discipline, and the profound impact that waking up early can have on one's life. The character in our story is an everyman, much like ourselves, caught in the struggle to balance work, ambition, and a daily grind. But through a series of life-changing events, he discovers the transformative truth. This is the story of Daniel, a hard-working craftsman, and how he learned that the secret to success wasn't in working longer, but in waking up earlier. Join me as we journey through Daniel's struggles, his awakening, and his ultimate transformation. A lesson in discipline. In a small village tucked away in the rolling hills of a quiet countryside, there lived a talented blacksmith named Daniel. Known for his impeccable skill in crafting intricate metal works, Daniel was highly regarded by the villagers. His creations were the finest in the region, admired for their beauty and durability. Yet, despite his exceptional talent, Daniel had a critical flaw. He was unable to wake up early. Each morning, the sound of his alarm ringing would echo through the stillness of his room. But Daniel would simply roll over and hit the snooze button. The warmth of his bed was far too comforting to abandon. He would tell himself that he could always make up for lost time by working late into the night. However, this habit was costing him more than he realized. Daniel's mornings were wasted in slumber, and by the time he arose, the day had already begun without him. He missed important meetings, failed to meet deadlines, and found himself constantly catching up. The village elders, including his father, would often offer their advice. "Daniel, waking up early is the key to a productive life," they would say. But Daniel, stubborn and proud, dismissed their words, thinking he could find success by working at his own pace. One day, the village chief called a meeting to prepare for the annual festival. Every villager had a task, and Daniel was given the most prestigious of them all, the creation of a grand iron gate for the temple. The gate would serve as the symbol of the village's strength and unity, a centerpiece for the entire event. This was a golden opportunity for Daniel to showcase his talent and make his mark. But when the chief and his assistants arrived at Daniel's workshop the next morning to discuss the design, they found the shop locked, with Daniel still fast asleep. Disappointed and frustrated, the chief reassigned the task to another blacksmith, Thomas. While Thomas was not as skilled as Daniel, he was always punctual and reliable. The chief trusted Thomas to get the job done. When Daniel finally woke up and discovered what had happened, he was filled with regret. The festival was the most important event of the year, and he had lost the chance to demonstrate his abilities. This was the wake-up call Daniel had been avoiding. A story of two farmers. Feeling ashamed, Daniel turned to his grandfather for guidance. His grandfather, a wise and seasoned man, had long observed Daniel's struggles with discipline. "Grandfather," Daniel said, "I don't understand why I can't seem to wake up early. No matter how hard I try, I always end up staying in bed. What am I doing wrong?" The old man smiled kindly and began to tell Daniel a story that he had heard in his youth. Many years ago, in a village much like ours, there were two farmers, Peter and Samuel. Both had the same size field, the same tools, and faced the same weather. But there was one key difference between them. Peter woke up early every day, while Samuel slept in. Peter would rise with the sun, beginning his work at dawn. By noon, he had already completed most of his tasks and still had time to rest, read, and enjoy the afternoon with his family. His disciplined routine resulted in a bountiful harvest every year, and he was always well prepared for the challenges that came his way. Samuel, on the other hand, would sleep late and rush to catch up. He worked under the scorching midday sun, often making mistakes due to exhaustion. His crops were inconsistent, and his productivity suffered. When a severe storm hit the village one year, Peter had already harvested most of his crops, suffering only minimal losses. Samuel, however, had delayed his work, and the storm destroyed nearly all of his harvest. The grandfather paused and looked at Daniel. "The lesson here is simple, my boy. Waking up early isn't just about getting a head start, it's about preparing yourself for whatever life throws your way. It's about having the time to plan, to think, and to do things well." The power of a morning routine. The next morning, Daniel woke up at 5:30 a.m. just as the first light of dawn began to filter through his window. For a moment, he felt the urge to roll back into bed. But then he remembered his grandfather's story. He pushed himself to rise, feeling the cool air of the morning on his face. He washed his face, stretched, and took a walk around the village, breathing in the fresh morning air. As he walked, he felt a surge of energy that he had never experienced before. It was as though the world itself was offering him a new beginning. Over the next few weeks, Daniel adhered to a strict morning routine. He went to bed earlier, avoided distractions, and started keeping a journal to track his progress. The first few days were challenging, but he refused to give up. With each passing day, Daniel found that waking up early became easier. His productivity soared. He was more focused, more energetic, and more efficient. He completed more work than he ever had before, and the quality of his craftsmanship improved. His reputation as a blacksmith grew, and soon, his business began to thrive. As the annual festival approached once again, the village chief came to Daniel with an even greater challenge. This time, he entrusted him with designing and building an intricate iron gate that would serve as the centerpiece of the event. Daniel accepted the task with confidence, knowing that he could deliver. He completed the gate ahead of schedule, and it became the most beautiful piece of work the village had ever seen. Word of Daniel's success spread, and soon, he was receiving orders from neighboring towns. His newfound discipline had transformed his life. His business flourished, and his respect among the villagers grew. The importance of waking up early. One evening, as Daniel sat with his grandfather, he said, "Grandfather, I finally understand. Waking up early is not just a habit, it's the key to taking control of my life. I feel more focused, more energetic, and closer to my dreams." His grandfather smiled and nodded. "Remember, Daniel, the morning sun brings new opportunities. Those who wake up early embrace success, but those who sleep in are always chasing after it. Never forget this lesson." From that day forward, Daniel never returned to his old habits. He became an inspiration to the village, and his story was passed down through generations. The lesson he learned about waking up early, seizing the day, and unlocking one's full potential became a guiding principle for everyone in the village. Seize the day, seize the life. Daniel's transformation is a powerful reminder that success doesn't come from working harder or longer, it comes from working smarter. By simply waking up early and adopting a disciplined morning routine, Daniel unlocked the potential that had been within him all along. I encourage you to reflect on your own daily habits. Are you waking up early, seizing the opportunity of a fresh new day? Or are you letting the day slip away, only to chase after success later? Remember, the key to success lies not in the time you work, but in the way you begin your day. Start tomorrow by waking up just a little earlier, and see how it changes the course of your life. Thank you for watching. If you found this story inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe to Buddha Motivation for more motivational content. Let's continue to grow together, one day at a time. Waking up early isn't just about the time, it's about starting your day with intention and purpose. Daniel's story is a powerful example of how small, consistent actions can lead to monumental changes. I encourage you to adopt this mindset. Let's all embrace the morning and use it to unlock our fullest potential.